from the ocean of infinity. One, infinity, which manifests into two forces, yin and yang. Or you may say centrifugality, centripedality. Then that create the world of energy, vibration, waves. Up to here, no manifestation. Those three, one, which manifest into two, do not appear as phenomena yet. So they are hidden, then they appear as energy, vibration, waves, rays, etc., which is universe itself, its scale. Right? Universe create that energy. Right? Then, within it, or with it, or from that, born pre-atomic world, materialization, physicalization, which appears furthermore with spiralic, complex spiralic motions, the world of element. Usually we call that nature, soil, ocean, etc., air, nature. And then within which, and from that comes the world of life, vegetation, plant. It's further transformed to animal kingdom, animal. And its evolution, plants and animals' evolution, finally made man. Then this man, from the seventh heaven, sixth heaven, fifth heaven, fourth heaven, third heaven, second heaven, and one man. This man has memory, because that is condensed the form of physicalization of this one infinite with this process of billions of years process. So within man, there is memory which know all animal kingdom, animal evolution, all plants evolution, all elements world evolution, pre-atomic world, energy vibrations, yin and yang, and one. So, people who seek that memory to recover in the world of elements, in the world of pre-atomic, they call like physicists, chemists, or scientists, etc. People who want to find out the law from the ocean of infinity. One, infinity, which manifests into two forces, yin and yang. Or you may say centrifugality, centripedality. Then that create the world of energy, vibration, waves. Up to here, no manifestation. Those three, one, which manifest into two, do not appear as phenomena yet. So they are hidden, then they appear as energy, vibration, waves, rays, etc., which is universe itself, its scale. Right? Universe create that energy. Right? Then, within it, or with it, or from that, born pre-atomic world, materialization, physicalization, which appears furthermore with spiralic, complex spiralic motions, the world of element, usually we call that nature, right? Soil, ocean, etc., right? Air, nature. And then within which, and from that comes the world of life, vegetation, plant. It's further transformed to animal kingdom. Animal. And its evolution, plants and animals' evolution, finally made man. Then this man, from the seventh heaven, sixth heaven, fifth heaven, fourth heaven, third heaven, second heaven, and one man. This man has memory, because that is condensed the form of physicalization of this one infinite with this process of billions of years process. So within man, there is memory which know all animal kingdom, animal evolution, all plants evolution, all elements world evolution, pre-atomic world, energy vibrations, yin and yang, and one. So, people who seek that memory to recover in the world of elements, in the world of pre-atomic, they call like physicists, chemists, or scientists, etc. People who want to find out the law, how world of physicalized world goes towards more outside from this earth, called astronomers, astronomical science, this and that, etc. People who want to seek furthermore origin through this world of energy and vibrations, usually they call spiritual seeker or religion, the religion seeker, etc. So, in order to find out, one, our deep memory, or usually these religious spiritual way use energy vibrations, chantings, prayers, singing songs, and various way. Through that experience, purpose is wants to attain this one. That means wants to discover firmly, I came from here, I memorize here, I have my life, original life here, and this life is nothing but small speck manifestation of this one at present time. Within this, my body is, however, very ephemeral, very speck, but my mind, my spirit is here, infinite. Between, you may say this, self-spirit. You may say universal spirit, right? This is big I, big I. While this is small I, right? Small I. Small I. So, life after you came here, after you are born as man, your journey begins to seek back its origin. So begin from the course of physicalization, begin the course of spiritualization, which means return to original I. Original I. From this ephemeral, temporal I, temporary I, return to infinite, original, endless, beginningless I. So, day-to-day life, day-to-day growing, day-to-day experience, all serve for this travels, returning. Returning physically, you can return anywhere, everywhere. After you die, before, the this returning process go. Earth. Now we are here. Water. Earth is covered by water. So first we were living in water. Biological evolutions, majority is water. Same things in mother's womb, water. After we graduate, water life, then be born to the world of air. Air covered water, atmosphere. Then after that graduate, then go for the huge world of vibration. Further, we go world of radiation. And return one infinite self. Return. This process already began. We are now here. Right? Now here. Ready to be born to the world of vibration. Came from world of air, not water. Now, world of air. So, our face, central part of the nose and the breathing, center. And if there is air, we can go any place. But must carry passport. Okay. But if we do not have air, this life ceases, because now on the way of traveling, during our travel in the air life, this travel sooner or later end. Average to be about 120 years. This air life, average. In the way of the Earth, the revolution of around the sun. According to that count, about 120 years. 120 years should be average lifespan on this Earth in the air life as man. But many people, including myself, most probably, have to die much before 120 years due to very bad behavior before really spiritually grow and develop and ready to be born to the next world of vibration. And because of too much smoking or too much coffee or too much peanuts butter or whatever. And present day, various contaminated environment, chemicalized food and environment, over-electrified environment, all making our human life the shorter. Human life shorter means our body can't anymore stand to develop our consciousness, our spirituality consciousness, which is going to be born to the world of vibration. In the water life, we have two bodies. One body is embryo, which is connected with umbilical cord. Another body, which is placenta. Placenta get from mother's body and blood nourishment. Then this placenta storage supply nourishment to this small embryo, which therefore growing more and more and more. Placenta nourishes embryo. When this water life are now graduated, by then embryo are all full grown, ready to be born to the next world. Air. So this embryo now becomes infant, right? Human infant. But this, when this process is done, after embryo, another body, placenta, come out, which already no use in the world of air. That role has been done. That role has done already. So we discard this placenta, which return to its original world, immediate original world, that is return to the world of element, world of prayer, return. Decompose, return to the soil, the air, to the world of electron, etc., return. But this embryo further proceed its journey to return to ultimately the infinite. So within this, now preparation goes to be returned, to be born to the next world of vibration. towards that we prepare. The world of vibration is covering enormous world. Comparing this world where it's huge, trillion times bigger. But comparing this air world of vibration is trillion times bigger. And that envelope, this entire this world, as well as envelope this solar system entirely, and the Milky Way galaxy entirely. Furthermore, this universe, all world of vibration, energy. First, we must make ourselves be born to the immediate vibrational sphere which envelop this earth. That the first step when after you be born next world. Then from there, furthermore proceed entire the scope of energy sphere of enveloping solar system. Furthermore, develop entire scope, energy scope of millions of times bigger, right? The scope of the energy field, energy sphere, which envelop entire Milky Way galaxies, which furthermore we call generally 7 stages development goals in the world of vibration. Right? In the world of vibration, 7 stages goes. Bigger, bigger, and bigger world. Proceed. But for immediate, after you proceed to the next world, your vibrational world is a world enveloping this earth, which include this air world, this water world, etc. There are also vibration going on. And so we prepare ourselves to produce, develop the next life, next body, which seek vibration unit. That be called in this world, in human world, as consciousness. And soul or spirit, etc. All is the same things. Okay? And so, after you are born in this world, air world, the consciousness development continue. First, from sensory, then furthermore sentimental, furthermore intellectual, furthermore social, furthermore ideological, and finally supreme, or you may say universal. From mechanical, spontaneous consciousness, develop one by one. Meanwhile, our body, which act supply to that consciousness the nourishment as placenta supplied to the embryo nourishment. This nourishment to the consciousness is not chemical compound as modern nutrition is studying. This energy is what we take in the form of food, in the form of water, in the form of hearings, in the form of seeing, in the form of touchings. Whatever what we are taking in, that energy quality, that energies, that vibrations, that is supplying, nourishing to the consciousness, which is, as you know yesterday, when we think, vibrationalize. Same things when you have a television machine. Machine itself doesn't work image. But when energy comes, vibration, wave comes, then depends on this perceiving ability, interpreting ability, creates image, sound. Same way, from what we are taking in, its energy, its vibration, the energies and vibrations are nourishing this consciousness. So, the important things of what day-to-day life is, what kinds of energy vibrations you are taking in and nourishing to your consciousness. When you eat food, you have to consider not only chemical compound which nourish this placenta, but what kinds of energy, what kinds of vibration we get from that. If we cook this way, this energy, we get that way energy. If we cook that way using this food, then we get this type of energy. Or this vigorous energy, or very subtle energy, very refined one, or very wild one, etc. Depends on that also, including what kinds of words you listen, what kinds of music you listen, what kinds of things you read, what kinds of friends you have. All by that, whatever you are receiving in the form of vibrations, nourishing your consciousness. Then, while your consciousness, while your vibrational quality is still rough, still wild, your consciousness which creates image is not yet high quality of image, more beyond the time and space, more large quality of image, not more, not like that, more rough day-to-day immediate image, such as sensory, sentimental, etc. This, however, everyone must through that, from very rough vibration, then more and more refined, more and more and more refined. And this level of consciousness grow like spiralically, No one can skip from mechanical or sensory to jump up to the social or ideological or supreme. No one. This must have order. This more and more grow. More and more grow. And finally, reach more and more higher and higher goals. So while your physical condition, of course, determined by the quality of vibration as well as chemical qualities. So while you are these levels to you obscure. You know somewhere because you have memory. So you know somewhere there is one infinite. That's our origin. We seek it. And you know some kinds of experience like chanting, etc., helpful, so forth. So you seek teaching, you seek books, you seek classics, so forth. But meanwhile, your body, placenta, as well as its vibration, which is nourishing consciousness, still rough, then your day-to-day orientation are more sensory oriented, more sentimental oriented, more intellectual oriented goals. This particularly so if you are listening rock and roll music, if you are reading or watching televisions, wars, gangsters, this and that. Same things if you are taking meat, if you are taking alcohol, if you are taking sugars, when they were releasing energy, if you are taking high spicy food, okay. So, quality of placenta and its vibrational quality, which nourish consciousness, is very rough and wild one. Naturally, in the sky of blue, blue sky, the blue sky, you are creating so much wild, barren, dark cloud. Wow. And at some time, that entirely cover all blue skies and can't see infinity or your origin. And so, when that is chronically covered up by your vibrating, rough vibrating image, then you lost the direction. And you now wonder. You now think no future, no directions where I should go. Maybe this life is a life end period. No more. No more future. And become more and more envelop yourself with dark cloud, and you become very pessimistic way. And your consciousness, which after you commit suicide or hang yourself or you died, then you are that heavy consciousness which should be born to the next world and be born next world, but with very heavy, crowded way, heavy, crowded consciousness, body, vibration, unit. So, floating around, stagnating around this world of air, which is heavy vibrational sphere, comparing with entire vibrational sphere, the lowest vibration sphere, not lowest but second. So you float around, you cannot leave to the next world. You cannot be born. That is because you did. Because you did not know the important things for this life is nothing but preparation to the next life. As when we were water life, preparation to this world, we did. And so, when we died, when we pass away, this consciousness all leaves. This consciousness, while we are like this, has a branches, has a form, structures. That form is, this is main. Then have a stem which get earth's vibration, heaven's energies. Then we have center, like chakra. Then we have 12 meridian, that is branches. Then we have furthermore branched out to the trillions of streams of energy. And then that all connect, nourish each cell, energy. And main energy source, 3. 1, taking heaven. 2, taking earth. Second, taking in from the food. But at the same time, these branch streams, there are various kinds of holes, so-called acupuncture points, meridian points. Various holes there. From there we are taking or we are discharging excess. And that is spiritual structure of our body. Spiritual structure. Then after, embryo, embryonic quality of body, as well as next spiritual quality of body, overlapping and combined together with this body. And so this body, when dies, this embryonic quality we discard. That means the placenta quality we discard. Then spiritual quality depart from. That makes this depart from. So all those trillions of cells lose its charge, vibrational charge, electronical, magnetical charge. And whole body become cold, whole body becoming cease its activity charge. Then that charged part, that the consciousness part, that spiritual structure part, becoming one and be born next. Next. Born. And some period, this is connecting. This is charge connecting. Some part, several hours to, depends on this atmospheric condition, several hours to about half day to 1 day. Several hours to 1 day, average. Connect. Then eventually this detach. Then birth was accomplished to the next one. Then we discard this placenta, which make the return to soil or water or burnt away. That means their original world which has come, world of element, world of pre-atom, and some part world of vibration, return. Okay? But you continue your process. You continue your process. Bon. So, if you do natural death, really natural death, then instead of laying down, actual death should go in the form of like this goes. The form. Then from here be born. Perhaps you know actual birth, the delivering baby, mother, all the time, mother was doing like this. Do you know? Mother doing like this. This way, baby goes. Or in the case of male, this way, the reproductive cell goes. This way, you yourself, next life goes. This way you create your new offsprings. To this world, you live to this world. You yourself live from here and go to the next world. And then, after we born, float for a while. At that time, you know, many things you know. You can see your body from outside. At the same time, you can see your families, your towns, as well as you also start to see other spirits, other souls who are born before you, or at the same time, or after you. And communication, synchronization, all begin between soul to soul, you may say, between consciousness to consciousness. And for still living people in the air species, air human species, they have consciousness. So you are now living in the vibrational world as consciousness. So your consciousness and their consciousness also can synchronize. From that world to this world, all the time, any time can synchronize, can communicate. But this world, the consciousness still unprepared in many ways, rough consciousness, this, that. So, perception, interpretation, even though they are receiving vibration, they are receiving communications, waves, etc., they can't catch it, or they can't interpret it until their vibrational quality grow to the extent that they can synchronize this world. So as long as eating meat, sugars cannot synchronize this. But when you start to eat grains, vegetables, etc., and making less and less stagnation of your body, more and more high quality of charge of heaven, earth, atmosphere, and through food, and through hearings, through readings, nourishes your consciousness, and the consciousness becoming more and more high quality. Then you can start to synchronize. Then you can start to know the consciousness who are already be born next life, in the next world, are how want to talk with you and how communicate with you, and you also can communicate with that. In that world, there is not necessary at all for physicalization. So it does not need to take any time. When you think, that is the reality. At that moment, in that instant, reality comes. If you think war, then around you, war begins immediately. If you imagine peace, immediately around you, peace. If you imagine rain immediately comes. If you imagine fine weather, then immediately fine weather. If you hate, immediately hating struggle goes. If you love, hate disappears and love begins. Because of the world of consciousness, not physical world, not condensed world, more expanded. So when you think in this world, in air world, with this body, when you think your consciousness in that world already is reality. The physical world is not appeared yet. Suppose if you like to seduce someone's wife, if you think that in that world, that reality already gone down. In this world, since you didn't act yet physically, so no one knows. So Jesus said, if you think in your mind, adultery or whatever, or they think about a woman with some seducing the intention of whatever, then that is already done. Same thing that adultery, etc. He does not say that is good or bad. That it doesn't matter for him it's good or bad. That is, he is saying this mechanism. This word, that word, difference. In other words, world of mind and the world of bodies. Same thing, whatever you think, that is reality. That is reality in that world. Then, however, that world, after you're born, that world, still journey goes. Still journey goes. As we see, this world alone, about 7 levels, journey goes. 7 levels. Then be born next. More and more as you proceed, because consciousness defines your quality and the forms. So your form itself changes. When you are born to the next world, it was like mass of the plasma. mass of plasmic mass of charge